Hey guys, it's Crystal B, and I am back to talk to you about the Aries equinox, which really is the change of season. And it's the moment that the sun enters the sign of Aries. And it's really powerful um, in terms of astrology. It's very powerful in terms of our energy. It's very powerful just in from many different angles. And let me kind of break it down. First and foremost, it is in the northern hemisphere, it is the entrance of spring. And in the southern hemisphere, it is the entrance of fall. And, I know that seasonal shifts are always necessary. We get bored with energy. We always need to kind of turn the corner. And that's why I love seasonal shifts. But when the sun enters the sign of Aries at the Aries equinox, it really begins the new astrological year. And this is super powerful. We always celebrate the new year on Jan 1, right? January 1st. But from an astrological standpoint, that is not the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year is now on the Aries equinox when the sun enters the sign of Aries. And what is Aries about? Aries is about new initiations. It's about pioneering. It's about, getting up on your horse and, charging into something new, charging into new territory. And I think that a lot of us are going to be feeling ready for something new, ready to turn the corner, ready to plant your new seeds. And the Aries season is one of the most powerful seasons because it is new. It is about new beginnings. It is about, getting out there and trying and experimenting and doing something new. And I think that a lot of us are embarking on new things. I know I myself am embarking on a lot of new things. I'm actually doing this video in my new office in Montclair, New Jersey. For those of you that know me, you know that I have been in Bloomfield, New Jersey for over 10 years. And I had to say goodbye to that office, which was very emotional for me at the end of 2020. But I found a fabulous, wonderful place in Montclair. I love it. And it is my new home. And this is part of my new beginnings. I don't have a lot of furniture yet, but I will. But that's what new beginnings are about. Everything doesn't come everything doesn't come into play all at once. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of, it takes time to grow, right? But you can kind of, think about what is your new beginning? What are you embarking upon? And maybe you're not quite there yet. Like I'm in my new office, but you're going to get there, or at least it's important to make an intention to get there. We can't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to do things totally different. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of energy. It takes a little bit of planning. But this is the moment to really start making your intentions, to get ready for something new, get ready for all of your initiations. And all planets are still moving ahead. And that's really another pretty momentous thing to tap into, to grab a hold of. All planets will be moving direct until the end of April, which is, again, something pretty nice to be able to tap into. So all things good or bad are moving ahead, whether we like it or not. Now, what I do want to do is I want to get a little astro geeky on you, and I want to show you the actual picture of the equinox because I want to just bring some things to light. Because again, all of the information that I always tell you, it's coming from a picture. It's not just, coming out of my head. I am getting it off of the picture of the skies and what the planets are doing, because the planets are always talking to each other. But at the moment of the equinox, they're actually talking to each other It's a snapshot in time, and this kind of is symbolic of the season ahead. So let's take a look at, I'm going to bring up the picture of the equinox, and I have it set to Montclair, New Jersey, because that's where my office is. But you know, you are all in your own places in the world. But what I did do here, when I created this chart, is I put Aries on the rise, just because I wanted to just kind of keep it constant with the way that the houses are derived. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it's perfect because Aries is the sign that the sun is in. So really, this is like the sun on the first. Sorry, getting a little bit astro geeky on you and talking about the houses, but there's a lot of different house styles that one can create a chart with. So I wanted to give a little bit of extra background. But here we see the sun in Aries. You see 0, 0. Again, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Aries is the first. So a momentous shift that we just went through. And if you notice, Venus, our lover girl, she is actually getting closer to the 29th degree, the last degree of Pisces. And she will soon, not till the next day, until the 21st, she will soon emerge into the sign of Aries as well. But she's not ready yet. So something about this picture is saying that there's something not quite ready. Something is getting ready to turn the corner. Maybe this has to do with money. Maybe this has to do with relationships. Maybe this has to do with something about how you value yourself. These are all key things of Venus. The other thing that you can't help but notice is that Chiron will be touching the sun at this time. And it's a little bit wide, but it still is in play. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And Chiron has been traveling through the sign of Aries for approximately 18 months at this stage. It's definitely been over a year, if not closer to 2 years. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And there's something that we're fighting for, something that we're championing, trying to champion, something that's creating, we need courage, but it hurts. And we have to really kind of stand up for what we believe in or who we need to fight for. But this is very, very fiery, like there's a lot of initiation that wants to go on. We're ready to get more courageous. And this is actually sextiling Mars, who is in Gemini, jumpy Gemini. But this Mars wants to get going. And this really is symbolic of the season ahead from now until we get to the summer or the solstice. There's a lot more freedom, a lot more less restriction. And if you notice up here at the last season, which was at the Capricorn solstice, when the sun went into Capricorn, Saturn and Jupiter were touching each other. They were conjunct, meaning that the season ahead would be very restrictive. And there's no doubt that the winter in the Northern Hemisphere has been incredibly restrictive. But now this is, they're moving away from each other. They're moving apart. So this is proof, planetary proof, that we're going to have a little bit more breathing room, which is really nice to look forward to. The other thing is that Saturn is going to be, he's in almost an exact trine with Mars and the moon also in jumpy Gemini, another kind of, sign that things are jumping, that things are moving, things are getting, there's a lot more movability, we're able to move around a lot more. But Saturn's supporting them, which is great because Saturn is the taskmaster. He's the guy that really helps us kind of keep grounded and can really help us synthesize what we need to do, where we need to go. So this is really, really helpful. On the challenging side, Mercury is in Pisces, which can, create a little bit of a haze around our thoughts. And Mercury will be squaring Mars. So, I think in terms of like the vaccine, I think that this is probably still, it's not like everything is free, everything is going smooth. I think with distribution in all sorts of forms is still going to be a little bit uncertain, is still a little bit hazy. That actually gets better when we go to the solstice picture at the next change of season. But we got to stay in the here and the now for right now, right? I know that though, because I talked about it in my 2021 forecast and event that I did back um, at the when the sun went into Capricorn, at the winter stage. But something else is also just in terms of relationships and love. You can't help but notice that Venus is still pretty tight with Neptune. So there's definitely a compassion. There's definitely a, like we do want to help each other. There is a greater good. There is something that really is inspiring us to tap into, lending a helping hand or kind of, giving back in some kind of way. And there's no doubt that a lot of people are really struggling. This is a really tough time in our world with the pandemic. And, I think people really want to help each other, though. There's something that's coming through to, really help or help somebody lend a helping hand in some kind of way. So I hope that brought some things to light, that those details really, it made a little bit of sense to you. But I did want to share the picture just to kind of just let you know what it looks like up there in the skies. And whenever it comes to anything astrological, there's always a picture that has been created in the skies. And anybody who's looking at the astrology of something, they want to analyze how that picture is coming to life. So I wish all of you the best of intentions for the season ahead. I hope that you continue to stay safe and stay well. And, all the best and good luck with where your new season takes you. Onwards and upwards we go, right? Bye-bye, everybody. Until next time.